Princess Sofia woke up with a flutter of nerves in her chest. Today was unlike any other day she had experienced in Enchantia. There was an important event at the castle, a grand festival where Sofia was supposed to give a short speech to inspire the citizens about bravery, kindness, and hope. The thought of standing in front of so many people made her stomach twist with worry. Clover, who had been perched on her bedpost, noticed immediately. "Princess Sofia," he whispered, twitching his nose, "you look nervous. Really nervous. And it's not just normal butterfly nervous, it's stomach-turning, tail-twitching nervous." Sofia sighed and knelt to stroke his soft fur. "I know, Clover. I want to be brave, but what if I stumble over my words? What if the people don't listen? What if I let everyone down?" Clover twitched his ears thoughtfully. Sounds like a classic case of needing a confidence boost. Or a magic boost. Sofia smiled faintly. "I don't think magic alone can help, Clover. I need real courage, the kind that comes from inside." As she got ready for the day, Sofia remembered a story she had read in the royal library about Snow White, the legendary princess who had faced great danger yet always showed kindness and bravery. "I wish I could meet Snow White," Sofia murmured to herself. "I wish she could teach me how to be truly brave." As if her words had reached the winds of fate, a soft, warm glow appeared in her room. Clover blinked, startled. "Princess Sofia, do you see that?" Before Sofia could respond, a figure appeared in the light, a woman with gentle eyes, flowing black hair, and a serene smile. It was Snow White herself, shimmering slightly with a magical aura. Sofia's eyes widened in awe. "Snow White," she exclaimed softly. The legendary princess bowed gracefully. "Hello, Princess Sofia. I heard your wish. I am here to help you find the courage that lies within your heart." Clover hopped behind Sofia, whispering nervously, "Okay, this is officially the coolest thing ever." Snow White approached, extending a hand toward Sofia. "Being brave doesn't mean not feeling fear," she said gently. "It means acknowledging your fear and choosing to act despite it. True bravery comes from understanding your own heart, and sometimes from a little guidance." Sofia nodded, trying to steady her nerves. "I want to be brave, but I don't know how. The idea of speaking to everyone, it's so scary." Snow White smiled warmly. "Then we'll start small. Courage grows like a tree, Princess Sofia. One small step at a time." Clover peeked over Sofia's shoulder, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Small step, big bravery. Got it." Snow White led Sofia to a nearby garden, where the morning sunlight danced on the flowers and trees. "Let's practice first with something simple," Snow White suggested. She asked Sofia to approach a small group of birds perched near a fountain. Normally, Sofia would have gently observed them from a distance, but Snow White encouraged her to speak softly to the birds, introducing herself and expressing her intention to be brave. Sofia hesitated, then took a deep breath. "Hello, little friends," she whispered. The birds chirped and fluttered closer, responding to her gentle voice. "That was wonderful," Snow White said. "You faced a small fear and acted with kindness. That's courage." Clover twitched with excitement. "Yeah, you did it. One step closer to being the bravest princess ever." Sofia smiled, feeling a little more confident. "I think I understand," she said. "Bravery isn't about never feeling scared. It's about trying even when you are." Snow White nodded. "Exactly, Princess Sofia. And the more you practice, the stronger your courage will grow." Next, Snow White guided Sofia to a small maze of hedges. "This is a test of decision-making and trust," Snow White explained. "Sometimes, bravery comes from making choices even when you're unsure of the outcome. You must trust yourself." Sofia took a deep breath, entering the maze with Clover hopping close behind. The hedges twisted and turned, and Sofia felt a flutter of anxiety in her chest. "What if I get lost?" she whispered. Snow White's calm voice floated to her ears. "Trust yourself, Sofia. You know more than you realize." Sofia closed her eyes for a moment and remembered the advice Snow White had given. Courage grows one step at a time. She began walking, listening to the sounds of the garden, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet. Clover followed, hopping quietly, sensing the tension slowly melting away. Each turn she took, each choice she made her heart beat stronger with confidence. She realized that she could navigate the maze on her own, and each small victory brought a wave of pride. When Sofia emerged from the maze, Snow White was waiting with a proud smile. "See, Princess Sofia? Every step you take, no matter how small, builds your courage. You've begun to understand what true bravery feels like." Sofia nodded, her eyes shining with newfound determination. "Thank you, Snow White. I think I can do this." Clover twitched his nose happily. Princess Sofia's courage level, rising fast. Snow White's smile widened. "There is still more to learn, Sofia. Bravery also comes from helping others, from standing up for what is right, and from trusting in your heart. But today, you've taken the first steps. Remember, fear may never fully disappear, but courage is always available when you choose to act." Sofia hugged Snow White warmly, feeling inspired and ready for the day ahead. As the morning sun climbed higher, the distant sounds of the castle festival reached them. Sofia knew that soon she would face the crowd, but now she felt a spark of confidence deep inside her. With Snow White's guidance, she understood that courage wasn't something magical she needed, it was already within her, waiting to shine. Clover nudged her, whispering, "Princess Sofia, you're ready. Time to show everyone what brave looks like." Sofia took a deep breath, smiling at the path ahead. With Snow White by her side, she felt ready to face any challenge, no matter how daunting. And so, Princess Sofia's journey toward bravery had begun, not with a single heroic act, but with gentle guidance, small victories, and the unwavering belief that courage grows from the heart. Princess Sofia walked alongside Snow White through the castle gardens, her heart still fluttering from the morning's small triumphs. Clover hopped happily beside her, occasionally twirling in the air with excitement. "Princess Sofia," Clover whispered, "I think your bravery meter is already halfway full." Sofia giggled, feeling a warmth in her chest. "I hope so, Clover. But I know there's still a lot I need to learn. Being brave in front of everyone at the festival, that feels so big." Snow White smiled gently, her eyes filled with wisdom. "Bravery often seems larger than life, Sofia. But remember, even the smallest acts of courage add up. Each choice you make strengthens the heart." Snow White led Sofia to a quiet part of the garden where a gentle brook flowed. Across the water was a rickety wooden bridge. "This will be your next challenge," Snow White said, pointing toward the bridge. "It may look simple, but it requires focus, balance, and the courage to trust yourself. Many creatures are afraid to cross it, but facing fears, no matter the size, builds confidence." Sofia took a deep breath, looking at the bridge swaying slightly over the sparkling water. Her stomach fluttered with nervousness. "What if I fall?" she whispered. Clover twitched his nose nervously. "Well, falling would be very wet. Very, very wet." Sofia chuckled softly. "I'll be careful, Clover." With Snow White's encouraging gaze, Sofia stepped onto the bridge. It creaked under her weight, and the sound made her heart race. She took one slow step after another, focusing on the shimmering water below and the gentle breeze around her. Clover followed closely, hopping cautiously, muttering about how bridges were trickier than mazes. Halfway across, Sofia's foot slipped slightly, and she froze, gripping the rope railing tightly. Her chest raced, and fear threatened to take over. Snow White's calm voice floated to her ears. "Sofia, courage isn't about never being afraid. It's about acting even when fear is present. Trust yourself." Sofia closed her eyes for a moment, taking a deep breath, feeling the wind on her face. She reminded herself of the lessons from earlier: small steps, trust, and belief in her own heart. Slowly, carefully, she resumed walking, one deliberate step at a time. Clover hopped after her, muttering words of encouragement. "You've got this, Princess Sofia. Don't let that bridge boss you around." By the time they reached the other side, Sofia's chest swelled with pride. She had faced fear, and she had succeeded. Snow White clapped gently. See how your courage grows when you choose to act? This is what true bravery looks like. Feeling emboldened, Sofia smiled and looked around. I feel stronger already. I think I can face more challenges now. Snow White nodded. Bravery often starts with small successes, but soon it becomes easier to act even when the stakes are high. She led Sofia to a small hill overlooking the castle. From there, Sofia could see the festival preparations in full swing. The guests were arriving, lanterns glimmered, and the music filled the air with a lively tune. Sofia's chest tightened again. Speaking in front of so many people still seemed overwhelming. Snow White placed a gentle hand on Sofia's shoulder. Your fear is natural, Sofia. But you've learned to take small steps, to trust yourself, and to act despite fear. Today, that same courage will guide you when you speak. Remember, bravery also comes from the heart. Speak from there, and your words will touch others. Sofia nodded, holding Clover close. I understand. I just need to focus on helping others, not just myself. Clover twitched his ears and whispered, Yep. Heart power, Princess Sofia. That's the real magic. Next, Snow White introduced Sofia to another challenge, a small group of woodland creatures who had wandered into the castle grounds. They were frightened and unsure, hesitant to join the celebrations. Sometimes bravery isn't about facing big crowds or dangerous paths, Snow White explained. It's about showing kindness and helping others overcome their fears. Sofia approached the creatures slowly, speaking softly and offering small gestures of reassurance. The animals began to trust her, inching closer and even interacting with the guests. Sofia felt her confidence grow as she saw the joy she could bring to others, even without speaking a word. Snow White then suggested practicing public speaking with a smaller audience before the big festival. She guided Sofia to a circle of friendly castle staff and young children who were eager to help. Sofia took a deep breath and spoke about courage, kindness, and helping others. At first, her voice wavered, but as she focused on the smiles of her audience, she gained strength. Clover bounced excitedly on the sidelines. Princess Sofia, you're amazing. I think everyone's listening. Sofia felt a warm glow inside her chest. With every word, every confident gesture, she realized that her courage wasn't just about herself, it was about inspiring others. By the end of the morning, Sofia had crossed bridges, guided fearful creatures, and spoken to an audience, gaining a stronger sense of bravery with each experience. Snow White smiled, seeing the transformation in the young princess. You've learned the most important lesson, Sofia. Bravery is a choice you make every day, in big ways and small. By helping others, by acting with kindness, and by trusting yourself, you become a true princess of courage. Sofia beamed, feeling ready to face the upcoming festival. As the castle bells rang, signaling the start of the celebration, Sofia felt a flutter of excitement. With Snow White by her side and Clover cheering her on, she knew she was ready to step into the spotlight. This was only the beginning of her journey, but the lessons she had learned that morning would guide her forever. The sun was high above Enchantia as Princess Sofia walked toward the grand festival courtyard, her heart fluttering with anticipation. The morning's lessons with Snow White had given her a new sense of confidence, but now, facing the crowd of citizens, nobles, and magical creatures felt like a towering challenge. Clover trotted beside her, his nose twitching nervously. Princess Sofia, he whispered, remember, bravery isn't about never being scared. But that's a lot of people. Sofia smiled, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. I know, Clover. But I also know I can do this. Snow White taught me that courage grows with each step, and this is my moment to take a big one. The castle courtyard was beautifully decorated, with colorful banners, twinkling lanterns, and flowers lining the pathways. Citizens of Enchantia had gathered, their faces eager with anticipation. Children waved small flags, while parents and villagers whispered excitedly about Princess Sofia's bravery. The music from the royal orchestra swelled, creating a lively, cheerful atmosphere. Despite the beauty and joy surrounding her, Sofia's stomach fluttered, and a wave of nervousness washed over her. Snow White appeared beside her, radiating calm confidence. "Princess Sofia," she said gently, "the crowd can sense your heart. Speak from your heart, and your courage will shine. Remember the lessons, small steps, trust yourself, and focus on helping others. You're ready." Sophia took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of Snow White's encouragement. "Thank you," she whispered. Clover hopped excitedly, whispering, "Yep. You've got this, Princess Sofia." As Sophia stepped onto the central platform, the crowd quieted, all eyes on her. Her hands trembled slightly, but she steadied them, remembering the bridge, the maze, and the gentle creatures she had helped that morning. This was another step, another chance to practice bravery. She lifted her chin and looked out over the sea of faces. Instead of seeing judgment or expectation, she focused on the people themselves, their hopes, their smiles, their trust in her. "Good afternoon, citizens of Enchantia," Sophia began, her voice soft at first, then growing stronger. "Today is a special day not just for me but for all of us. Bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about acting with kindness, standing up for what is right, and helping others even when we're unsure. Every small step we take, every act of courage we share, makes our kingdom stronger and happier." The crowd listened, captivated by her words. Sophia's confidence grew with each sentence. She thought of the creatures she had helped, the maze she had navigated, and the bridge she had crossed. All these experiences had prepared her for this moment. Clover's excited whisper in her ear reminded her, "See, Princess Sofia? You're inspiring everyone." She smiled and continued, "Bravery is also about trusting ourselves, even when we feel nervous or afraid. I have learned today that courage isn't just a word, it's a choice we make every day. And when we act with kindness and compassion, we can create magic that touches the hearts of others." Sophia paused, seeing smiles and nods in the crowd. Even a few children clutched their parents' hands, eyes wide with admiration. This was more powerful than any spell or magic charm. Her words, her heart, her courage, they were inspiring real hope. A soft cheer rose from the crowd, and Sophia felt a warm glow in her chest. She realized that bravery didn't mean perfection. It meant trying, caring, and stepping forward even when scared. Suddenly, a small child stepped forward from the crowd, trembling and shy. The child's face showed hesitation, almost fear. Sophia knelt to meet the child at eye level. "Hello," she said softly. "Are you nervous too?" The child nodded slowly. "I want to join the games, but I'm scared." Sophia smiled warmly, taking the child's hand. "That's okay. Being brave doesn't mean you aren't scared. It means you try anyway. Let's take a small step together." The child's eyes brightened, and they took a hesitant step forward. Then another. Sophia clapped gently. "See? You're already being brave." Clover hopped excitedly around them, muttering, "Princess Sophia's bravery powers activate." Snow White watched from the sidelines, her eyes shining with pride. "You see, Sophia," she said softly, "bravery grows when we help others find their courage. By inspiring even one heart, you create ripples of courage that spread throughout the kingdom." Sophia nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. She understood now that true bravery was not just about facing challenges alone, but about lifting others along the way. As the festival continued, Sophia guided more children and villagers in games, encouraging them to try new things and face small fears. She led groups across the enchanted garden maze, cheered on the young performers, and helped timid animals approach the audience. Each time she offered guidance, her confidence grew. The golden sunlight glimmered off the fountain and the castle walls, reflecting her courage and the joy of the citizens. Finally, the time came for the royal toast. Sophia stood tall, raising her hand to gather the attention of the crowd. Her voice was steady, filled with the warmth of someone who had discovered the courage inside herself. "Thank you, everyone," she said. "Today we celebrate not just a festival, but the bravery and kindness that live in each of us. When we act with courage, even in small ways, we create a kingdom filled with hope and joy. Let's remember that bravery isn't about never being scared, it's about choosing to do what is right, no matter what. Together, we can face any challenge and make Enchantia stronger and happier for all." The crowd erupted into applause, cheers echoing throughout the castle courtyard. Sophia felt a deep sense of pride and happiness, knowing she had faced her fears and inspired others to do the same. Clover twitched his ears proudly. "Princess Sofia, you did it. Bravery level, maximum." Sophia laughed, feeling the joy and magic of the moment fill her heart completely. Snow White approached Sophia once more, her smile radiant. "Princess Sofia, you have shown courage not only for yourself, but for everyone around you. Today, you have truly understood the meaning of bravery. Remember this feeling. It will guide you through every challenge in the future." Sophia nodded, feeling stronger, wiser, and more confident than ever before. She knew that while challenges would come again, the lessons she had learned that day would always stay with her. With the festival in full swing, Sophia realized that bravery wasn't a single moment. It was a journey, and she had already taken the first giant steps. Her heart was full of courage, her mind brimming with hope, and her spirit shining brighter than the lanterns that twinkled above the castle courtyard. The festival was alive with laughter, music, and the glow of countless lanterns as Princess Sofia moved through the courtyard. Her heart was still racing from the earlier speeches and interactions, but now she felt a steady confidence flowing within her. Clover bounced happily beside her, whispering, "Princess Sofia, bravery looks good on you. You're practically glowing." Sophia laughed softly, feeling a warmth in her chest that had nothing to do with the sun or the sparkling decorations. It was the warmth of courage, the courage she had learned to summon from within. As she wandered near the edge of the courtyard, Sophia noticed a sudden commotion near the enchanted fountain. A group of younger children had become frightened when the water from the fountain began to swirl unusually fast, forming sparkling whirlpools. Some of the children were crying, while others clung to their parents in confusion. Sophia's heart went out to them. She knew that being brave wasn't just about speaking in front of crowds or crossing bridges. It was also about stepping forward when someone else needed help. Snow White appeared beside her, calm and serene. "Princess Sofia," she said softly, "true bravery often shows itself when we help others face fears they cannot face alone. This is your moment to shine." Sophia nodded, taking a deep breath. "I understand. I'll do my best." Clover twitched his ears nervously. "Best? That's going to be epic, Princess Sofia. You've got this." Sophia approached the children slowly, speaking in a gentle, reassuring voice. "It's okay, everyone," she said. "The fountain is magical, but it's safe. I'm here with you, and we can face it together." Some children hesitated, but Sophia knelt down and offered her hand to a small boy who looked particularly frightened. "Take my hand," she said kindly, "and we'll step closer together." The boy's eyes widened, then slowly he took her hand. Others followed, encouraged by Sophia's calm and confident demeanor. The swirling water glittered in the sunlight, forming sparkling arcs and miniature whirlpools, but Sophia remained focused. She guided the children, teaching them to step carefully, to trust their own balance, and to breathe calmly. Clover hopped behind them, offering small bounces of encouragement, his tiny voice full of humor and cheer. "Step carefully, Princess Sophia's little adventurers. You're doing amazing." Sophia smiled at Clover's antics, realizing that a little laughter could ease fear just as much as guidance. Once all the children had safely crossed the fountain, Sophia stood tall and addressed the gathered crowd. "Sometimes, bravery means stepping in to help others, even when we feel nervous ourselves," she said. "When we care for each other, courage multiplies. Each act of kindness, each supportive word, strengthens everyone around us. Bravery is never just about facing our own fears, it's also about helping others face theirs." The audience responded with warm applause, and Sophia felt a profound sense of fulfillment. She had not only faced her own fears but had helped others find their courage too. Snow White stepped forward, her eyes shining with pride. "Princess Sofia, you are learning that bravery comes in many forms. Speaking, crossing bridges, leading others, and showing empathy, all these are acts of courage. The heart of a true leader shines brightest when it lifts others up. Sofia nodded, feeling a deep understanding settle in her chest. I see that now, she said softly. Bravery isn't about being perfect or fearless. It's about trying, helping, and acting with a kind heart. Suddenly, a gentle wind rustled through the courtyard, carrying a cascade of sparkling leaves from the enchanted trees nearby. The lanterns flickered in the breeze, casting shadows that danced like magic on the walls. Sofia felt a moment of hesitation as the unexpected movement startled some of the younger children. But she took a steadying breath, remembering everything Snow White had taught her. Clover gave a small encouraging hop. Princess Sofia, remember your lessons. You're braver than the breeze. Sofia laughed softly and turned to the children, kneeling down. It's okay, she said reassuringly. The wind is just playing with the leaves. We're safe and we can enjoy the magic together. Slowly, the children began to giggle, pointing at the swirling leaves with delight instead of fear. As the festival continued, Sofia guided the children through games, helped organize a small talent show, and cheered on performers. She noticed that even the older citizens, who were often hesitant to participate, now joined in with smiles on their faces. The warmth of shared bravery, kindness, and encouragement had transformed the atmosphere of the festival. Everyone felt inspired to act with courage, led by Princess Sofia's shining example. At one point, a young girl approached Sofia with tears in her eyes. Princess Sofia, she whispered, I was too scared to try the obstacle course, but I watched you and I think I can do it now. Sofia knelt, smiling. I know you can. Bravery grows when we take the first step, no matter how small. Let's go together. The girl held Sofia's hand tightly as she stepped forward, and soon laughter filled the area as she completed the course with pride. Clover cheered from the sidelines, twirling in delight. Princess Sofia's Bravery Club is officially in session. Snow White watched the scene with a serene smile. Princess Sofia, today you have shown that courage is contagious. Your bravery, kindness, and leadership have inspired others to face their fears. This is the mark of a true princess. Sofia felt her heart swell with pride. She had come to the festival nervous, unsure, and fearful, yet she had learned the true power of courage, not only for herself but for everyone around her. As the sun began to set, casting golden light over the courtyard, Sofia took a deep breath. She realized that bravery was not a destination but a journey, one she would continue to walk every day. Clover nudged her gently. Princess Sofia, you're unstoppable. And you're officially the bravest princess in the kingdom, hands down. Sofia laughed, hugging her faithful rabbit. Thank you, Clover. But I know that Snow White helped me see that bravery comes from the heart, and now, it's something I can share with everyone. With Snow White's guidance, the festival had become more than a celebration. It was a living lesson in courage, empathy, and leadership. Sofia had discovered that true bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to act with heart, helping others, and inspiring hope wherever you go. The evening sky over Enchantia glowed with soft shades of pink and gold as Princess Sofia stood in the courtyard, taking in the magical atmosphere of the festival. Lanterns swayed gently in the breeze, casting sparkling reflections on the cobblestone paths. Music from the royal orchestra played a cheerful tune, blending with the laughter and chatter of the citizens. Princess Sofia's heart fluttered, not with fear, but with a sense of pride and fulfillment. She had faced her fears, helped others overcome theirs, and discovered the true meaning of courage, thanks to the guidance of Snow White. Clover hopped excitedly around her feet, whispering, Princess Sofia, today you didn't just survive the festival, you rocked it. You're officially the bravest princess in the kingdom. Sofia chuckled, scratching Clover behind the ears. Thank you, Clover. I feel braver, but more importantly, I feel like I can help others find their courage too. Snow White approached, her serene smile radiant in the evening light. Princess Sofia, you have done more than I could have imagined, she said softly. You have inspired countless hearts, shown true empathy, and acted with courage in ways both big and small. Bravery is not only about facing your own fears, It is about lifting others up as you rise. As the festival reached its peak, a group of children approached Sofia, holding hands and beaming with excitement. "Princess Sofia," one of them exclaimed. "Because of you, we tried the obstacle course, spoke in front of the crowd, and even crossed the enchanted fountain. We feel brave too." Sofia knelt down to their level, smiling warmly. "I'm so proud of all of you," she said. "Remember, courage grows when you take small steps, when you help others, and when you act with a kind heart. You are all brave in your own way." Clover twitched his nose happily. "Bravery level, Maxim. Officially unstoppable, Princess Sofia." The royal orchestra signaled the start of a grand performance, and Sofia was invited to the central stage to give her final speech of the day. She took a deep breath, recalling all that she had learned with Snow White. Courage begins with small steps, grows with practice, and multiplies when shared with others. Looking out at the crowd, she saw faces filled with hope, admiration, and excitement. She knew that this was her moment to share the lessons she had learned, not only about bravery, but about empathy, leadership, and love. "Citizens of Enchantia," Sofia began, her voice strong and confident, "today I have learned something very important. Bravery is not about being fearless. It is about acknowledging our fears, acting with kindness, and helping others face their challenges alongside us. Each of us has courage within our hearts, and when we choose to share it, we make the world brighter, happier, and stronger." She paused, letting her words settle over the crowd. The citizens listened intently, captivated by her sincerity and poise. Sofia continued, "I want everyone to remember that bravery comes in many forms. It can be crossing a bridge, speaking your heart, helping a friend, or simply trying something new even when it feels scary. Courage is not measured by how loud we speak or how high we climb, but by the choices we make to do what is right and to support each other." The crowd erupted in applause, cheering and clapping, their voices echoing through the castle walls. Sofia felt a warm glow of pride and joy, knowing that her actions had truly inspired others. Snow White approached once more, her gentle presence a comforting reminder of guidance and wisdom. "Princess Sofia," she said softly, "you have grown in ways that surpass even my expectations. Today, you have shown courage, leadership, and empathy. You have learned that the heart of bravery is love. Love for yourself and for others. Remember these lessons, and they will guide you throughout your life." Sofia hugged Snow White tightly, feeling a wave of gratitude and affection. "Thank you, Snow White," she whispered. "You taught me that bravery isn't something you have to find outside yourself. It's been in my heart all along. You just helped me see it." Clover hopped around joyfully, twirling in the air. "Princess Sofia, you did it. You're the bravest, kindest, most awesome princess ever. And now everyone knows it too." Sofia laughed softly, feeling a sense of fulfillment she had never experienced before. She looked out at the citizens of Enchantia, the children she had inspired, and the magical creatures who had joined the festival, and she realized that courage truly was contagious. Every act of bravery she had shared had multiplied throughout the kingdom, leaving a trail of hope and confidence in its wake. As the festival came to a close, Sofia, Snow White, and Clover walked to a quiet garden nearby, away from the crowd. The stars had begun to twinkle in the night sky, and the soft glow of lanterns reflected off the gently flowing fountain. Snow White smiled warmly. "Princess Sofia, our time together may be ending, but your journey has just begun. The lessons you've learned today will stay with you forever. Courage is not a destination, it is a choice you make every day, in big ways and small." Sofia nodded, feeling the truth of her words. "Thank you, Snow White," Sofia said, her voice filled with emotion. "I will never forget what you've taught me. I will continue to face my fears, help others, and lead with my heart." Snow White hugged her gently. "You are ready, Princess Sofia. Remember, bravery comes from within, and it shines brightest when shared with others." Clover twitched his nose and whispered, "And don't forget to have fun along the way, Princess Sofia. Adventure and bravery go hand in hand." With the festival lights reflecting in her eyes and her heart glowing with newfound courage, Princess Sofia returned to the courtyard one last time. She looked at the smiling faces of the citizens, the dancing children, and the magical creatures who had joined in the celebration. She knew that bravery was not about perfection, but about choosing to act with love, kindness, and courage. That night, Princess Sofia's heart was full, not just because of her accomplishments, but because she had shared her bravery with the kingdom and inspired others to find their own. As the final fireworks burst into the sky, showering the castle in shimmering colors, Sofia held Clover close and whispered, "This was the best day ever. I'm ready for whatever comes next." Clover twitched his nose happily. "You're unstoppable, Princess Sofia. The bravest princess in all of Enchantia." Sofia smiled, knowing that with courage, kindness, and love guiding her, she could face any challenge, inspire others, and continue growing as a true princess of bravery. And so, under the starry night sky, Princess Sofia's journey toward bravery reached a beautiful milestone. With Snow White's guidance, the support of her friends, and her own courage, she had learned that true bravery is a choice to act with heart, to help others, and to shine brightly even when the path seems uncertain. The kingdom of Enchantia celebrated not just a festival, but the blossoming courage of a young princess who had discovered that the greatest magic of all comes from within.